Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to our special story time. In this story time today we're going to be talking about a very special prophet Ayub alayhi salam. Ayub was a descendant of Prophet Ishaq, who was the son of Prophet Ibrahim. Ayub had a wonderful personality, just like his famous ancestors. Everybody loved and respected him. Allah also made Ayub a prophet. Ayub would invite people to worship the one God and to do good. He helped them remember the next life. Allah blessed Prophet Ayub. He was very rich. He had a lot of land and many herds of sheep, goats and cows. He lived with his beautiful wife and his obedient children in a big house. So he had a very nice life, mashallah. Ayub's wife was also a descendant of prophets. She was beautiful, a beautiful woman full of good manners. Ayub and his wife brought their children up well. They made sure not to spoil them with the wealth they had. Ayub always thanked Allah for his wealth and beautiful family. He knew that Allah sometimes gives wealth and children to people as a test. Allah orders people to use their wealth for goodness. He also orders them to protect orphans and the poor. So even if Allah gives us a lot of money, He's testing us to see if we're going to help each other, help people, if we're going to be arrogant or we're going to be kind. All of Allah's prophets were models of obedience, generosity, kindness and mercy. Ayub was exactly like this. He fulfilled every command of Allah. His greatest wealth was his belief. The things of this world were not so important to him, for he knew only the next world lasts forever. Ayub was generous with his mercy and tenderness. Those who knocked at his door never left empty-handed. He helped those who were in difficult situations. He fed the poor, protected the widows and clothed the orphans. Evil is always annoyed by beautiful and good things. Therefore, Shaitan was determined to turn people against Ayub. Shaitan spread suspicion and jealousy among Ayub's neighbor. The only reason Ayub is good is because he has lots of money and a nice family, people began to whisper. What if he didn't have anything? Would he be so faithful then? People began to lose belief in Allah and Prophet Ayub. Therefore, Allah tested Ayub with great difficulties to show everyone his faithfulness. Meaning that Ayub alayhi salam wasn't just worshipping Allah so Allah could give him a lot of money and a lot of children. No, he worshipped Allah because Allah deserved to be worshipped. First, Ayub's animals died. His fields then became flooded. Shaitan thought that Ayub would complain when he saw this disaster, but he didn't. Ayub did not complain or scream nor beat his chest in anger. Certainly, hardship has touched me, he said in a calm voice, but everything belongs to Allah. He is the one who gives and takes. The one who beat his chest in anger was in fact Shaitan. After all, the animals and fields were gone. Ayub did not complain. Instead, he only thanked Allah more. Ayub alayhi salam's testing wasn't finished. After losing his animals and his fields, a big earthquake struck his country. His big house collapsed on top of his children. All of them died. Property can be recovered, but the souls of human beings do not come back. Aman, one of the neighbors exclaimed, Ayub will certainly not be able to handle this. He is sure to complain about Allah. So everyone's looking, he's going to complain about Allah, he's going to be angry, he lost his house, he lost his children, he lost his animals. Yes, answered another, he is going to say to Allah, weren't you happy with my property and now you take my children? Shaitan hovered around Ayub. He tried to make Ayub say bad things about Allah. But Shaitan has no power over a good man. Ayub was very sad at losing his children. Ya Allah, our children were a trust that you gave to us, he prayed. They all belong to you. All I ask is that you give us patience. Subhanallah. In the days to come, Ayub continued to speak about Allah and praise His glory. He encouraged his neighbors to do good because of his faith and patience. Their belief in Allah increased. So then the people saw that even though he was going through so many hardships, he lost everything pretty much, he was still praying to Allah. This made them feel that they also should be doing that and they should pray to Allah. What if Ayub is right, the people said. It seems his faith is only stronger after all of these horrible tests. Shaitan was furious. He had seen many people tested with hardship and fail. He had seen many people lose their belief. He managed to persuade such people easily, but Ayub's faith was as strong as steel. He didn't criticize or curse Allah. On the contrary, his belief grew and grew. Shaitan, however, was not about to give up so easily. He would wait for the next test to come. Ayub was so sad at losing his children that he became very sick. Every day the sickness grew worse. Soon, sores developed on his body. These sores were so painful that he could hardly move. He couldn't even work anymore. In the past, Ayub hired many servants to help his wife. They had always many guests, but now they were so poor that Ayub's wife had to become a servant in other people's homes. Ayub could not get out of his bed. He was helpless. He felt very sorry for his wife because she had to do all of the work. She never had a chance to rest. Ayub's heart began to hurt because of the pain. "Oh Lord," he prayed, "hardship has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful." Ayub's wife tried hard not to show the sadness she felt about Ayub, but she had a very difficult job. She was also unhappy that all of the neighbors were talking about the two. One day she felt hopeless from all of the misery and sadness. She began to complain about Allah. "Why would Allah do such things to us?" she exclaimed. "What did we do wrong?" One day, Ayub a.s.'s wife complained about being so sad and tired. Ayub a.s. could tolerate everything, but he could not tolerate complaining. He said to her, "Do not complain about what comes from Allah." Ayub said again with a very weary voice, "Do not complain about our suffering. Everything comes from Allah's will." A long time passed like this, and Prophet Ayub continued praying to Allah. He went on living in spite of his sickness, pain and poverty. He never gave up talking about the greatness of Allah. He never complained, and he stayed patient by remembering Allah. Ayub did not want anything from this world. He did not even ask Allah to make him healthy and rich. He was content with whatever Allah gave him. Ayub did have one worry. He feared that if his body became too sick, he wouldn't be able to stand in prayer. One day, Ayub's sickness became worse. He began to feel great pain throughout his body, especially in his tongue. Ayub always prayed with his tongue. He took happiness from being able to recite Allah's beautiful names. If he lost use of his body, especially his tongue, how could he worship his Lord? Ayub turned to Allah. "In fact, Shaitan has touched me with hardship and pain." He cried out to Allah, "Don't let me lose the one thing that gives me happiness, my ability to pray to you." Ayub showed everyone that the best way to be patient is to totally trust Allah. When Allah heard Ayub's prayer, He accepted it. The angel Jibreel flew to where Ayub lay in pain. "O Prophet of Allah," said the angel, "strike the ground with your foot." Ayub hit the ground with his foot. Soon as he did, cool, clear water began to gush out. "This spring is a cool bath and a refreshing drink for you," said Jibreel alayhi salam. Prophet Ayub alayhi salam drank the fresh water and then cleaned himself with it, and by a miracle, the water healed all of his sores. Ayub became as healthy and as energetic as he was before. A little while later, he became rich again. He was able to buy land, animals, and a nice house. Allah also gave him many more children, all of them strong believers. Ayub's patience and his final reward strengthened the people's belief. Those whose hearts were hard became soft when they saw how patient Ayub was. They gave up not believing in Allah. Shaitan gave up and left Ayub and all of those who believed. With patience and unshakable belief, Ayub was able to pass some very hard tests. In return, Allah blessed him with more than he had before. The patience of Prophet Ayub set a beautiful example for all of us to follow. He will forever be remembered as the champion of patience. We should learn from Ayub alayhi salam how to be patient. Even if things are difficult for us and we are having hardships, if we have patience and faith in Allah, Allah will help us get through it, and inshallah He will reward us for our patience. Thank you very much everyone. See you next time in a new story. Assalamu alaikum.